talk now. This MMA, what we talking about? Yeah, you tuned into the pod now. Gonna be hard for you to stop now. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in.
Welcome back to another episode of Caged In. I'm your host, Chris DiCarlo. Today we got a very special guest making his return to the show. It's my guy, Carlos Lozoya. How we doing today, brother?
Doing good, Chris. Doing good, brother.
Hey, man, always a pleasure to talk to you. And I know you got a big fight coming up at Combat FC 7 over on Memorial Day weekend, where you will be fighting for the vacant Combat FC Flyweight title versus Firdavs Khasanov. Before we get into that one, you know, we sat down and talked before your Combat FC fight. So I'd like to go back and recap that one a little bit. So let's get into that.
Yeah.
I know you defeated Chris Dissanel via rear naked choke in round one. Just walk me through that fight real quick and, you know, the ultimate finish. And then how did you feel about your performance overall that night?
You know, I liked my performance. It's nice when, cause like not all my fights, like, I end up with no damage. So it's like, it's really, I appreciate when it like, I don't go home with like a broken orbital or a broken face and a swollen face for like 2 weeks. That's nice, you know?
Right.
And then, you know, same with my opponent, Chris, like he didn't really take too much damage. Yeah, he got hit a little bit, but you know, I choked him out really quick. So, you know, it's nice. At that point, it feels more like a sport, and it was good competition and just something like to get my feet wet here in Massachusetts. But you know, Chris is like, he's a tough guy, man. I was honestly really surprised I got him out in the first because I mean he went 5 rounds with what's his face. The dude that just got signed in the UFC, I forget his name, Pampos Gregorio.
Yeah,
you know,
Gregorio,
like Pampos is a good dude. He's a powerful guy, you know. And then I remember watching that fight. Like I remember like watching that fight with Chris and Pampos, and thinking I was like, oh man, this like he's beatable, but like he's really tough, and he like stays there. So I was prepared for, you know, a 15-minute slugfest, you know. And he catches people with a right hand. I remember like thinking in that fight, I was like, you know, I just trying to keep him occupied, trying to keep his right hand occupied with like something.
Right.
And you know, it worked out. So and then same with Jalen Bates. When he fought Jalen Bates, I thought he looked pretty decent, like even on the ground defensively. I think Jalen got him in the third round of like the last few minutes or something like that. So you know, like. I was just happy that I could get him out of there quick, you know. So and up a weight class too. Oh, really up a weight class, yeah.
Right.
Most of my career has been at 135, but you know it's up a weight class because I'm a short dude. But whatever.
I know that the fight didn't go, you know, that very long. You submitted him in the first round, but did he do anything in the cage during the fight that surprised you, or were you kind of prepared for everything that he showed you that night?
You know, when he threw a right over my jab, and I felt it just a little bit. It like his power didn't surprise me really, but he was like trying to catch me in the middle of my punches. I think that's what was like surprising me is like he was trying to be really really sneaky and like really quick shots. But that was pretty much the only thing that kind of surprised me. He kind of scrambled. He like funked out of that my first takedown like really really oddly. Like I wasn't expecting that. It wasn't like a traditional reaction.
Right.
So that surprised me a little bit, but nothing really. Yeah, I just knew he was gonna be tough. So I think I'm just kind of ready for like, you know, awkward stuff. You know, he was kind of like just a little awkward in the grappling.
For sure. And I know you were excited to be fighting in New England, and this was like the first time that you were going to have everybody in the arena for you and all that. Did that live up to the expectation that you kind of set for it? And then ultimately, how was that experience for you?
Dude, it was awesome because you know, I that was like the first time I had like the support of like people that I train with, and even my wife. And I think that was like pretty special because like my wife never got to see me fight, you know. Right. So like that was the first time she got to see me fight, and you know, thank God it worked out. But it was nice, like just to kind of have like, you know, the support. Like I didn't have that before, and that was like, it's just different, you know. Like whereas like last time, like my last 3 fights, I was like in a hotel by myself, like cutting down to 125, you know. by myself. You know, so like just like that time I didn't even I didn't really cut weight, but like it was just nice to have the sport. Like if I needed it, it was there. So you know, like I should have been fighting Massachusetts earlier. But you know, it is what it is.
For sure, man. And in the post-fight interview, I know like Rico kind of tried to throw you a little alley-oop there in the post-fight interview, asking about, Memorial Day weekend, insinuating a possible, title shot. Was your mind just not, there for the post-fight? Like what was going on there? Did you just miss that one?
You know, I was talking literally the same, like maybe an hour before I was talking to Connor, and I was like, dude, someone messaged me and they said they're doing a Memorial Day weekend workout this weekend. I was like, what are you doing for Memorial Day? I thought Memorial Day was like that same weekend that we were fighting. So when he asked me, I was like, yeah, so I guess it is tomorrow then. You know, so I was like, yeah, I guess I'm doing like a Memorial Day workout because someone asked me about literally a day before asked me about like doing a Memorial Day workout or some memorial workout, and I asked Connor about it. I was like, "Are you doing anything?" And so like I think it was just the timing of Rico asking, he's like, "What are you doing for Memorial Day weekend?" You know, I was like, "Fuck, is it tomorrow?" Like that's what I thought it was later. But, yeah, it threw me off. So I think it was just the timing of like somebody asking me what I was doing for Memorial Day weekend, right before. So it was just funny, but yeah, it threw me off a little bit.
I got you. Let's get into your training camp a little bit, man. I know you are currently in camp for May 24th. What's your training camp regimen looking like? Where are you getting your work in? Which guys are you getting the most work in with? Just give me the rundown real quick.
Yeah, I've been working a lot with Cartel still, and for this one particularly, I've been working with Greg Rebello for a lot of my boxing, and then Randy Costa and John Duma for with like a lot of boxing rounds. So like just strict boxing. So it's like I think it's like it's really nice because man, it's fun for one. Like just doing strict boxing with those guys, it hit hard as fuck. So like I have to get better, and which is what I want, you know. And man, it's like I'm really happy about my situation right now because I have the solid training right now. I think Randy's a perfect guy for like to like kind of emulate this kid. Like he has awkward like Randy has like very powerful kicks and is long and is like very powerful. So I think he's like a good guy to like emulate a little bit. So I've been getting a lot of rounds with them. And then in Cartel, you know, Connor, Valdina, Joe Poirier, like all those guys are always working with me. Tom Pags, Nick Fior, like Freddie. You know, I just got great guys to like emulate that style of like his name's Faraz, right? Farasov. I always mess up his name, but to kind of emulate that style of Farasov. So I don't think I'm really gonna be surprised too much. I think the speed might be a little bit. He looks fast, so that might be something I have to figure out in the cage a little bit. But other than that, like I know I have the bodies for it. So
of course, man. And I know last fight out you had Tyson and you had Connor in the corner. Are you looking to have a similar corner for this time out?
yeah, it's gonna be Tyson, Greg, Connor, and then Tom Hayfers. That's probably gonna be my corner because I think I get four. If I get four, it's gonna be those four dudes. But yeah, Tyson's Tom Hafer's always been my like one of the guys in the background helping me like with submits, and really just like trying to develop me a little bit more. And he's a good guy, really good guy. So he's gonna be my corner this one. He's always helping me, man. He really cares about my like development, and I appreciate that a lot, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. All right, bro, let's get into it. Combat FC 7, you're going in there for the vacant Combat FC flyweight title where you're taking on Firdavs Khasanov, who is 9-4 as a pro. When did you get the call for this fight, and was the opponent already booked, or did you get the call about the title first and the opponent came later? You know, what was the situation here with the fight agreement?
I think I got it offered like a month and a half ago, and They just they kind of asked like, hey, do you want to fight this guy? Do you want a 5-round title fight at 125, or do you want like a catch weight? And I was like, no, let's just do a title fight. Let's get down to 25 and collect a belt and then hopefully collect another finish. I don't really care about I love Combat FC. Like I really like him as a promotion, but like I'm not too interested on like retrieving another belt, So
Right.
it's a plus, It'll be nice to like. It's just nice. So, but that's kind of how the whole situation panned out. They just kind of asked if I wanted a title fight and against this guy. I said, yeah. No, it's just another guy,
Mm-hmm.
So I never really say no to anybody who ever gets offered to me. I don't think I've ever said no to anybody who's like gotten offered to me. They're just like I want to fight these guys who are good and for us he has a huge following. I don't know. It's funny because when I looked him up, I was like, what the hell? This guy has like 300,000 followers. I was like,
Right.
who is this dude? I was like, why does he have such a huge following? So
Right.
I thought he was like an assassin at first or something like that. But no, I watched his fights and he's fought some good dudes, and I think his country just like really support their fighters.
Yeah, I've seen like a lot of those fighters from that area of the world. They all have tons of followers on
Dude,
social
it's
media. It is
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah. So I win this fight, and hopefully I can like steal some of his fans. But yeah, it's just they just kind of offered me the fight, and I said yes. So
Nice, man. What do you know about your opponent, and then how do you feel about his game?
he's a powerful dude, man. He's fast. He has like a lot of guys from that region. When they think of because he's from like Uzbekistan or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, I'm not, and I don't want to disrespect him by saying he's like from one part, but he's actually from another part. He's from somewhere in that region. But a lot of people assume that like people from that region have like the best like Khabib wrestling. But dude, when I was out in Thailand, a lot of those guys have like traditional martial arts background. And then when I look at his fighting style, he has like that traditional martial arts background of like I don't want to say Taekwondo. Maybe it was Taekwondo, but it looked a little Taekwondo-y. His kicks, his punches, his in and out. Like he's a twitchy guy, and that's kind of how I describe him. Powerful, decent size, but I don't think he's that. I think I'll probably be a little bit bigger than him, but he's fast and powerful, and he's accurate. I think he's a good fighter, man, and I'm just excited to get in there again, and dude in Massachusetts again,
Of course, man. Stylistically, when you look at the fight, like discipline versus discipline, where do you see yourself having the edge there versus him?
I think every fight for me it's not going to change. Like my style is wrestling, grappling, and if I get hit him in the process, I'm going to hit him, but I know he knows, and like I'm not going to lie to myself and say I'm going to outstrike this guy who's like known for striking. If it happens, it happens. But my path of victory is to grapple him. And his path of victory is to not let me grapple him and outstrike me. I think it's pretty clear. So it's like a striker versus grappler, and we're just gonna. If I can't take him down, it's probably gonna suck for me.
Right.
If I can, I think it's gonna suck for him too. So I'm just trying to be prepared. Like I'm trying to be realistic. I'm preparing myself again. Like I know the last time we met up, it was like just like being in someone's face, and that's exactly what I did. And it's exactly what I'm going to do again. Is like I'm going to be in his face. If he hits me, cool. I'm going to hit him back, and hopefully I can confuse him and take him down and make his life hell. Because I think Chris Disnell was he actually had a wrestling background, and I think he was a harder guy for me versus Firdavs Khasanov. I think it's gonna be worse if I take Firdavs down versus like when I took down Chris.
Right.
I think the discrepancy in grappling for me and for Osov is a lot different, you know?
For
So
sure.
I think it's a good matchup for me, you know?
Definitely, man. I think it's going to be a great fight, a great matchup for sure. Definitely looking forward to catching that one. I know your last fight was at bantamweight, and you had mentioned last time we spoke that you'd like to fight at 125 again, but there just wasn't an opponent there for you. Now that you have one and it's for a title, are you excited to get back to the flyweight division?
Yeah, I'm excited to like, you know, there's a lot of discipline that goes into this. Man, I've been really disciplined, you know, and like I think what I'm just excited to be is like be back down at a 125 frame and then
Mhm.
maintaining that. And I think that's the hardest thing for me is like after a fight not blowing up. I think I've been doing really, really good about that. Like after the last fight, I was really disciplined knowing like my goal was to be at 125, so I need to be at a 125 frame. So, you know, I'm pretty close to like my cut weight
Mhm.
right now for 125. So, yeah, I'm performing great, man. So I'm excited. This is definitely probably like performance wise the best for 125 I've had so far. Whereas in the
Nice.
past I was like, man, I was like dieting just like 14 pounds just to get to my cut weight. Whereas this time it was like 5 to 3 pounds to diet, which
Yeah.
is a big deal, man. Like it's like the energy for your training and you know when I feel good. You know, I feel really good. I feel like I'm really proud of the work I'm putting in, man. Because like I, I I like breaking myself, you know, and
Mhm.
like you need the energy to do that. And man, I've been like pushing really really fucking hard. Like I really push to break myself. So you know, when I get in there, it's like these people can feel what I felt for the last few weeks. But I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. It's just like to get my shit out there again and you know,
Yeah.
be in someone else's face again and, you know, get punched and punch someone back. Like, I like that shit, you know?
Mhm.
And, you know, I'm happy.
Good, man. You seem super dialed in and ready to go, man. And I know a lot of the guys that you're training with right now, specifically Andrew Valdina and Joe Poirier have fights the night right after yours. So a bunch of the guys in the room right now are all kind of getting ready for the same weekend. What's the energy What's the energy like right now for you guys, man, with all you guys kind of getting ready for to compete the same weekend?
Dude, you know, we've all been amping up. Like, the training has been, like, intense because it was Connor's fight and then it was Calvin's fight.
Hmm.
Before that, it was Nick's fight. Right before that, it was my fight. So it's like it's been like a nonstop. Like, all right, let's get ready, guys. All right, let's get ready. And then now it's like it calmed down right after Calvin's fight just a little bit, but then I started linking up with Randy a little bit more.
Hmm.
So dude, it's like I'm on cylinders right now, you know, and like yeah, and I was helping Angel Pacheco get ready for his UFC debut. So
Hmm.
you know, like I was trying to like not to peak myself back
Right.
then. So I was like, you know, I was training smart and I was eating healthy, but I was still being a good body and I was still like working really, really hard. So, dude, but I've been training hard. I've been like the discipline is there, and I'm excited for that. I think that's something like it's hard, man. Like going through these weeks, like trying to figure out a way to break yourself. It's hard to break yourself every day, but I've been doing it,
Mm.
and like mentally. Like I know I'm gonna perform well, you know. And even if he hits me, I know I'm gonna be there. You know, I'm not gonna fade away like I've had in the past where I was full of my own shit, and you know I'm ready. Like I'm really excited.
There you go, man. Like I said, man, you seem super dialed in. You seem ready to go. Fight's coming up in, just about a month, about 4 weeks out. Before I get you out of here, man, before I let you go, where can the people come find you, man? And where can they come follow you? And then obviously make sure you guys are tuned in on UFC Fight Pass to watch this man fight on May 24th.
Yeah, you know, just follow me on Carlos Lozoya MMA. I haven't really been posting too much recently, but I'm there.
Mhm.
People have been tagging me in some shit, but I'm there. You'll see some shit. I'm sure you'll see some shit when you know I win a strap.
Mhm.
Uh, so and then hopefully I can get you know like some other big news this year. But I'm just trying to stay disciplined, man. But follow me on Carlos Lozoya MMA. That's all I got, man.
Awesome, man. Carlos, I appreciate you, man. Always a pleasure talking to you. You're one of my favorite people to interview, to be honest, man. You're always well spoken and you always go super into detail with everything, man. So I appreciate you taking the time, coming on to talk to me, man. And I'm hoping to be in the building on May 24th, so maybe I'll see you there.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Chris. I really appreciate it, dude. Thanks for taking your time too, man.
Hey, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Down for the count and he can't even talk now. This MMA, what we talking about? Yeah, you tuned into the pod now. Gonna be hard for you to stop now. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in.